5, 4, 3, 2. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Shizzy with the Xbox, aka L1 the Philosopher, here with.
Oh, it's Astronaut H, man. You know what I'm here to do. Link, I'm, always enjoying these. So let's get right into it.
Yeah, it's been a while, but I think it's going to be fun talking about this. Just want to hurry up to say something quick. Bel Air, Fresh Prince of Bel Air. I won't say spinoff, but just a reboot, more serious. We ain't going here with the hoopla. I think this is going to be more interesting for like me and H right here because we from Philly, so it's a Philly angle looking at a show that's about somebody from Philly and the differences. See if it kind of adds up to us. You know what I mean? So I think we got a unique You know what I mean? All right. So
listen.
That's why I'm kind of hyper about to talk about.
Let me jump in there right
Talk your
quick.
Talk your work.
All right, listen, man. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of. If you haven't seen the show, it's gonna be a lot of spoilers in this episode.
Oh yeah.
So I would
all three
advise
episodes.
You to,
all three.
I would advise you to see the show, watch the show, pause it, pause this podcast first, and then watch the show, then come back so you don't get no spoilers. So without further ado, Link, let's get right into it.
Okay, so we're going to start all three episodes we talk about. We're going to hit you a little bit, everything, and break them down. Our first episode, start from the rip. We seeing Will waking up.
Listen,
what we do is wrong. No, again, how do you feel about just don't playing Freeway from the rip? Do you feel like that was pandering, or you like, all right, they letting you know we in Philly?
One of my first overall likes of the show,
the music.
Yeah, the music is
from the very
fire.
Beginning. The first episode, the
music is fire. They use J. Cole.
Well, you know what? My bad, because that's how they actually start the show. Before you see any scenes, they playing the J. Cole, and you already know the first line. They don't play the whole line though, but for rap fans, Cole fans, you like you felt
first
why they used that song.
It felt good. It felt good. So with that opening. And then going into the actual freeway, the Philadelphia vibe was already in the show. So I'm feeling good. Now, mind you. All right, I'm going to be honest. Link, we talked about it weeks before the show premiered.
Yeah.
I told you what I was thinking. I told you. I said I didn't want the show at all. So that made me feel good. The music made me feel good.
All right, felt like at least they're giving you to the right spot. So after that, of course, he's running downstairs. I don't know. Question: we from Philly? Is cheese eggs a Philly thing?
I feel like
because the way they said it was weird. The way like when he went down, it's like, oh, you want some cheese eggs, and they brought it up later as I'm like that's supposed to be a
it was,
or maybe it's a class thing, dude. Like maybe it's a people to a certain stature don't eat cheese eggs.
I feel like eggs with cheese is a universal thing.
I think so.
But again. We're going to get into some of the foods that that they mentioned or did not mention or was
like in the first 10 minutes. Yeah, so like So when he go on that, he goes right outside meeting up with his friend. I forgot his friend name.
Oh, Trey.
Yeah, meet up with Trey because they're going to school because they got a game. They got to get ready for a game and everything.
Yeah.
So now you're seeing like where they at. They right outside. They definitely in West Philly. You see the small little streets. You know exactly where they at. And even with the friends playing outside, you hear like the old lady on the block, like, yo, get that foolishness away from my crib. It reminds me when I was young. I'm like, all right, I mean, I don't know if that's all hoods, but definitely we seen that. So that was cool. Then walking down West Philly, you seen like there was that like 48th for Market.
They was
right in the middle of West Philly. You see the L train. I'm like, yo, you there?
When they was going through the block, I'm like, yo, you can't duplicate. It's like when you do like certain shows, you could duplicate LA, you could duplicate New York, like Chicago, like some cities, but you can't duplicate. You cannot duplicate Philly.
Not the hood.
You can't duplicate Philly because like even in certain movies, it's like, yo, they was in the city. Like certain movies and certain shows, you like, yo, they're in Philadelphia. You could tell. It's like that show Abbott Elementary. It's not filmed in Philly, and you could tell it's not filmed in Philly. Right. So with this, it's definitely that authentic Philly feel. Like it's that Philly feel, but
so
it's that.
Exactly. I felt that right from the beginning. And then so we see his first basketball game. He's already the man in school. They show a little montage of him doing good grades. So you see he got good grades in school and he's balling
the man.
The court. You know what I mean? So after they won the game, they was like down by like one. No, whatever.
Yeah.
But he won the game winning shot, whatever it was.
He won again. He hit the game winner.
He won a shot. Like, he was balling the whole game. Now, to you, I don't know how you feel when Freeway did the mini cameo and just handled the ball, but just walked away like he wasn't the coach. I'm like, bro, like, you,
Link,
why did you walk away and not have a speech?
Listen, that's one. Listen, let me get into. All right. Since I talked about the music, let's talk about Freeway's cameo.
Yeah.
It was abrupt. Like, it just came out of nowhere.
It felt like a cameo. It just
came out of nowhere. It was like, okay, Freeway is there. He handing the ball. He the coach.
I had to rewind it to make sure I see him on the sidelines while Will was playing, and I did see him holding the clipboard to make sure that he is a coach.
Okay,
because he walked in like he was Freeway doing a cameo. Hey, I'm Freeway. I'm in the show. Here's the ball, Will. Now I'm out. Like, it was weird. Listen, it was fun though, but
I appreciated that. But then they was in the locker room. He was like, when you go to Virginia, they was like, you got to hit him with that. You know what you got to do. Hold on, wait a minute.
Yep, hold on, wait a minute. Crazy. I'm like, and it was real. How hyped they got.
That was crazy.
It went right into the track.
Crazy.
The way they edited right into the track, and we from Philly. You see the bikes popping the wheelie, like that's Philly all day. Like,
I enjoyed that.
I was walking down like 50th Market, so that was beautiful.
It was right there, 52nd Street.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I said. I don't.
Now we get to your cheesesteak part.
Oh, now, wait. He talked to his mom. When he talked to his mom.
Oh yeah, talk about where he going to school.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to leave my hood. That's all.
Yeah, that was a little weird. Yeah,
let me say something about that. Let me say something about that. Real quick, a little disclaimer to anybody that thinks otherwise. Your block. Don't get tricked out of your spot.
Exactly.
Don't get tricked out of your spot. Like, that's a prime example of getting tricked out of your mentality, because you ain't see nothing but a 4-block radius. You think that's all that's
because he's not even talking about Philly. Like, like he's talking about like West Philly. And it's like he didn't want to leave.
He didn't want to leave.
When normally you want to leave, like, bro, I want to leave. I mean, I love it,
like,
but I gotta go.
This all I know. Like, now, like, his mom, like, I appreciated the black mom, like, because she was letting him know, like, I want more for you. This is nothing. This is just a stepping stone to where you could go to better and greater things. Which let's now at least to my first
gripe
of many cringy moments of the show.
Cheesesteak.
First cringing moment.
Cheesesteak. They tried though.
All right.
Bro.
It was one and the same. It was one and the same. It was the slang.
Well, look, they tried and they're pushing the slang.
And it was the slang, the Philly slang, which was totally off.
It wasn't natural, but they at least said the word though.
And the cheesesteaks, which they was outside the Poppy store.
Yeah, they was.
But
they're arguing about the
who one hands a cheesesteak?
I knew he was gonna say that. Look, man, they can't get everything right.
They minted the cheesesteak like this, bro.
You can't no. because all right, look. H might be exaggerating a little bit. Technically speaking, you go one hand a cheesesteak, but it's cut in half. So you have to hold. Yeah. You only go hold one half of the steak. You don't have the whole steak, and you eat it whole. That's some fugazi stuff. Right, we don't do that.
We both from Philly. From Philly. You ever went to Max's?
PA Park Ave. Scream at me, Airy.
Listen, you ever went to Max's, right? You ever went to Max's? Listen, wait. Let me talk to you. Let's just get the people. Let's get give them some perspective or whatever. You ever went to Max's and came outside of Max's and stood on Erie Ave and knitted a cheesesteak? Like, I'm talking about you went to Ishka Bibbles on South Street, you just mitted it. Like, no. So when they down there and they doing that, I'm like, oh, that's cringy. That had me a little turned off. Pause, but that had me a little turned off.
It's fact, because I felt the same way. I appreciate they tried.
And
somebody should have seen that though.
And the way they was talking about the cheesesteaks, talking about
they sound like
how
foreigners.
You eat a cheesesteak. They sound like, bro. They didn't even sound like they was, bro.
Yeah, I felt like, of course, it's too late because the show filmed. They should have walked past that conversation. It should have been them two and two people on a corner having that conversation. Who's from Philly? Like, yo, bro, why you eat your cheesesteak with the man? That should have been somebody else, and they just sitting there commenting on it like, yeah, he right or he wrong.
They could have painted,
but they shouldn't.
That picture could have been like they saying Bull and John.
Yeah,
like they from the country.
Like, I mean, the actors should be. I mean, we never met the male actor, right? Who played Will. We don't know him. So.
No, but to say Bull, like the dress,
Bull, you
like
all in, bro.
Like it's just Bull, like Bull, not Bull. Like you.
They spelled it out because they read it off the script. So.
And then John is like, it's just John. It's no John. Like,
you're not
like,
drawing.
It sounds like you're trying to say drawn. Like,
like you drew or something. Like, I didn't hear that much drawing either. I didn't hear drawing. I think. Did you hear that? I didn't hear that. Like, you draw. I didn't hear the drawing. I heard John. I heard Bull.
I know Will. It was a lot of different references. But we're going to get into that.
Yeah, exactly. But
back to the corner. Back to that corner scene.
It goes right to the street scene. So go ahead.
So I mean, how you feel about the villain, the first villain?
So we get the first street guy that the backstory is he used to play ball with them, got locked up. Now he's on the street making money, and they not, and that's a bad thing to the villain. He like, bro, you ain't out here making no coin. Yo, I'm a D1 recruit. Yeah, but if I was still balling, you'd be on a bit, bro. You couldn't have been that good because you still would have been balling. Like,
listen, no, he talking about y'all supposed to be out. Y'all talking about no. He said, we making bank on that. Yeah, Will was like, we making bank on that court. Like,
yeah, and that was a good line.
Like,
that was a good line. I mean,
all right, cool.
Like we're not
cool. But we ain't into that. Like, we ain't into that. And he had the strap on.
Yeah, we showed the strap. I went like, did we have to go there? Like because they seemed like they knew each other. Like this not a random person. So and then Will was still upset, I guess, more than knowing. The way Trey made it sound like, all right, bro, 3 hours later, like, you've been through this before. It's cool, but I guess the day was the day he just couldn't take it no more.
Well, it was
unless he make money playing ball. That makes sense. If he makes money by playing ball, because he could. Like,
well, you know how it is. Like, it's like, all right, you want a corner in your hood. As people out there and they see you get punked, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta
pull
do
the strap on you. You don't do nothing about it. Then he abruptly, he don't jump in like a car.
No, he just walk away.
He jumped on a four.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
he jumped on a four-wheeler, willy it off.
He said, "This is my city."
I'm like, what in the
he should have dumped
City Kings?
If he would have dumped some Meek Mills right, if he would have dumped some Meek Mills right there, it would have been the ultimate disrespect. Like,
and then Will and Trey later on that night, he said
he still feels
because he said, listen, meet me at the ball court if you feel so cocky.
Here's my first gripe. You about to hit my first gripe, but the actual first gripe I had. I don't like the conversation between Will and Trey. I don't like how Trey was saying Will is too angry and he needs to calm down. It happened a long time ago. And then saying, you know what? I got the strap though. Whoa, bro. You just said.
No, listen. He said we're gonna go over. He said we're gonna go over there. We just gonna go ball. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, he's like, all right, I got this.
But I got the strap.
Yeah, and it was weird only because he was saying before, why are you still angry? If he was like, yo, man, like if he was on with Will, like, you know what? I don't like how they disrespected us. But he was like, no, chill, bro. It's cool. He said, you know what? It don't even matter. I got the chunk.
He said, but I got the strap. He said, all right, like, cool. So when they
Will was cool with it. I can see that. I've been in that situation. So
when they go over to the park, they cocky. They cocky.
As they should, though. They ball players. Yeah. They ball players.
D1 recruit.
Yeah, and he's the best.
D1 recruit.
Probably the best in the city, or at least one of the best in the city. He's playing somebody who could play on it, but he can't play with Will. And he playing with his teammate who's also good. So it's like it was a good setup. I'm going there understanding that I'm going to beat them, and then it escalated with what is Easy the Black Captain name in this, bro?
What you say?
What is Easy the Black Captain's name in this?
I think his name was Rashad.
Rashad. Yeah. So yeah, like that's when it escalates, because first it's like, yo, let's bet, and then he just come in like no, won't you bet what I want? And he can't came in, and that happens like just. The person who's running,
I ain't gonna lie.
Step in.
All right, now this is the super villain of this scene.
He's the big bad. He's the big bad of the villain of the
basically. So he comes in, and he takes it upon himself to make it known that he wants to bet $2,000 on the game.
Yeah, and that happens.
But
if you lose,
if Will lose, he got to work for him.
Street.
So paint the picture.
Great symbolism, though. The streets trying to drag you, like pull you in. Like you're doing good, and I'm like, oh yeah, if you lose, you work for me. I was like, damn, that could ruin my life.
Don't get Listen,
and it shows Will
out of your spot.
And I guess that's the first time we've seen Will. Well, maybe not the first time that he can't make wise decisions under pressure. Because even beforehand, he should have went to the court, right? Because of what happened, he went. But now somebody's saying you're gonna have to work for me. He should be like, "Hey, man, that's not what I signed up for." But he went, "Well, my skills are so good, let's go for it." And pay me in 20s too, by the way, bro.
Pay me in 20s. So they end up again. Spoiler alert! If you didn't see the show, I would advise you to pause the video.
Get out of here.
Pause the video first before you pause the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. But pause this video. Go see what we about to talk about. In the midst of them betting, of course, Will and Trey, they win the game.
Yeah,
they win the game. They win the game
in nasty fashion.
Listen,
I'm gonna be honest. Ankles on the ground and slammed on ball.
I love basketball. Right?
Yeah.
But like Will be taking flight in this joint, bro. Like
front of rip. He's 16, bro. Oh,
he looking like Vince Carter. He looking like Vince Carter. Like he windmilling. He windmilling, bro. Like
I thought he was 17 or 18, bro. They end up saying he's 16 later, like in episode 2.
16.
I'm like, bro, he's 16. Will milling on nigga, like.
He windmilling at 16,
bro,
catching crazy plays.
Yeah, like,
so they end up winning, right? So Link, all right, here's the thing. They end up winning the game. And everybody, all the fanfare is the crowd is around.
Everybody hyped. Everybody happy, yeah.
And homeboy
and willing to pay off. Willing to pay off the bet. He got the money out. You about to pay him about it.
Homeboy from the first scene do some clown activity.
Look at you emotional. He gets emotional, grabs the ball. He just threw it hard as he can, but it hits the big bag.
Rashad.
He don't know who threw the ball, and ball left right away. He like, I ain't dealing with this. So he blames Trey. Rashad looks at Trey like, nigga, did you threw it? Then Will stepped in the middle. All right, I'm not mad at that. No, bro. Like, then he tried to flip back to him. You just saw it. I beat your ball. I'm like, all right, he talking a little
cocky. Yeah,
though. But that at least shows you that he's consistently cocky. So it's showing that Will's not innocent. He's a cocky ball. He would say anything to anybody if he thinks he can win. So after that, I think, Will punches him first, right? Because he went up to him and said, yo, who you talking to like that? And Will rocked him. We rocked Rashid. Trey started getting jumped. That felt real. It didn't feel real the first ball who ran up on Will after he hit Rashid. Like the ball was kind of standing there.
Listen. But when that whole situation was going off, right? And they started jumping Trey.
Yeah.
Will had no win. He trying to figure out what to do. He like, yo, should I run over there and help him?
Yeah.
He like, no, I got the strap in the bag. So I'm like, all right, this is about to go from bad to worse.
Yeah.
Real quick. In the first 15 minutes of the show.
Exactly. Remember, this is not like this should be the whole episode.
No, this is the first 15 minutes of the show. Like, so it goes right into him. He grabs the strap. So I'm like, all right.
2 in the air.
In my head, I'm like, the best way to get rid of a crowd, shoot it in the air.
Yeah. And he did 2 in the air. Lit 2. I was okay with that. Scattered. I think they might catch him with it. It might be a misunderstanding. The next thing though, tell him.
No, Rashad said
he points it at him. Remember, he shoots in the air first. Rashid was still on the ground. Rashid stood up. He could have just dropped the gun. He pointed at him. I was like, all right,
he pointed at him.
He pointed right at him.
He pointed at him. He said, you better use it, or you a dead man. Like,
yeah, he kept it real with him here. I mean,
and for anybody watching this, right? And if you in the streets, right? Listen, that's like one of the worst things you can ever do to somebody. If you in the situation of life or death, once a gun is in your hands, you better use it. You better use it. So anyway, Will does not end up using this gun, right?
Well, the cops do show up, right?
The cops show up.
So he drops the gun. Okay. But he can catch it right away anyway, so I guess that doesn't.
Trey runs off. Runs off.
If you Trey, are you running back? No.
You ain't running back. You're not running. The reason you're not running back because the cops is there. There's no reason. There's no reason for everybody to get caught because You already caught. There's no reason for me to run back and be like, yo, let me get my gun.
Sorry, officer. That's definitely
let me just grab this. Like,
sorry, officer. That's definitely my pistol. Like that. Thank you, sir. That's my 9.
Thank you. Here you go. You can have it back. This is not fairy tale land. This is a situation where it probably goes down more often than not in inner cities of America. Yeah, right. Exactly. So Will ends up locked up. He ends up locked up. Link. When Will was locked up, right, and he was sitting there in that cell, cold.
Yep.
Like that gave me flashbacks. He's
I
cold.
I don't like this.
Tears. And I'm like, yo, like that's how that shit. Like you feel like you alone in that situation. It's like then your rival is sitting
not
right
that far
from you in the
looking
cell.
At you, waiting.
He like you dead. He like you. Then he doing the pistol. I'm like, yo, that's too.
And again, this is the first 15 minutes. We going through a lot of emotions with the character, so we like, yo, this is a lot happening. And then, of course, the worst thing that could happen, the cops come in and just call his name and say, "You free to go.
You free."
We just got in here. Bo didn't even see a judge yet.
Bro, it got intense.
So now the image automatically looks like you.
Shout outs to Easy the Block Captain too, because he played he playing his role very well.
It makes more sense because he is the only Philly guy that we know that's clear. And one thing too, I know they're supposed to be kids, and I know you got grown people playing kids, so I'm not going to get into this. But this is Philadelphia. A lot of them brothers was too clean cut with the shaving. A lot of I didn't want to come. We about to leave Philly now because it's the first 15. We about to leave Philly and go to LA, but it felt like a lot of Philly. No, they was like Will looks like he don't grow hair like the character.
No, he looks so that's young.
Cool. But even his friend Trey look like he probably did. He shaved for the role, so it looks weird. Give him a little something, give him a little something because
listen, I ain't
Philly
they
grow it out
in Philly. Yeah. The youngins walking around with beards bigger than mine, like
exactly,
bro. Fats like Sunnis, like big beards like Freeway at 13, 14. Exactly. Like
so I felt like it was a lack of beards in the first episode.
Let's take it to a movie like Creed. Like let's take it to a movie like Creed.
That shows the city.
Creed really found, I think because of Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
He knows the essence of the city more.
Yeah.
Because you could tell like bro, like Creed was like it was Philadelphia. You felt Philly in that movie, like. Exactly. But that's another story, right? So his mom ends up coming to get him, right? Yeah. And they ride and they drive and Link, right? And Will is talking, but his mom not saying nothing. We both come from black moms. You know what that means. It's better off you say nothing. It's better off you say nothing than I say everything. Yeah. You know that. Like if I gotta speak, if I gotta talk, you ain't gonna want to hear what I got to say.
Yeah, it was.
So when he spoke and said he was sorry and just pouring out his soul about the situation, and she was like literally letting him know, like, yo, that could have been real bad for you.
Yeah, she kept it real, and it was good acting too. Like so, like you felt
mom wasn't playing,
and I felt Will too, even with the jail scene, like how scared he looked, how his eyes was watering. You felt like I messed up. You can felt that I messed up. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Throw away everything. It's like when Wallow 267 be talking about that, like how long it took for your life to change. Like, bro, it don't take long for a robbery, bro. A robbery could take 2 minutes.
Yep, your life is different.
You to kill somebody could take a minute, and then your life is changed forever. So in that situation, I know that's how it resembled on camera. So when they was driving, I found this a little comical.
Okay.
They was driving, and you see the city skyline, like going in and out of the city. Of course, you like,
wait, like why do I see this?
Bro, like you see the city in the distance.
He like, why? Like, I should be in there. Why am I?
Yeah, like he like, where we going? She like, you going to the airport? Your plane leaves in 45 minutes.
I thought you going with a day. It's like, nah, it's immediate. You didn't go home. You didn't grab anything. Right to the jail cell. Yo, it was Meek Mills. Right to the jail cell to the airport. Yo, he got on a chopper.
Straight to the airport.
My man was on a chopper as soon as he left. It was like that's how it was.
Gone.
Right. And
gone.
And at first I had a complaint about this age. I didn't.
Okay.
I felt they left Philly too fast. But in reality, they took a minute intro and gave me 16 minutes. So I can't get mad now.
Well,
first, I'm thinking like they gave the whole intro in this time. This is how the story sets up in the intro of the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. They took that song and they at least gave you 15 minutes of explaining this.
Exactly.
So I ain't mad at that.
That's a good way to put it. They took the essence of the song, and actually made it into the base like a prequel, they opened it up with the instead of you giving you like a theme song, they gave you that the show right there.
At first I thought it should have been a whole episode, but I'm like, well, I think about it now and I'm like, nah, you know what? They took the song and they gave us a real setup. So I'm not mad it took 15 minutes. At first I was like, I want more of the city because I'm Philly.
Of course.
But they go right to LA. One thing I did like too, that they put orange juice in the champagne glass on the airplane.
Yeah.
So he was saying he had orange juice in his glass. I went fire because it goes with the song when he says it like, so I like stuff like that.
Yeah, you need it to give you a like I said, something that makes it feel authentic. Makes it feel real, like makes it feel like, oh, this is I like this so far. So when he gets to the airport,
I got a small gripe when he get off too. Something small, it's not even nothing heavy.
When he gets to the airport, he don't have his ride. He don't have his ride.
I get that.
He don't have his ride.
That
right? He don't have his ride. So I'm in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, like the show. Yeah. Like the show back in the day.
Yeah, they switched that up. Yeah. But
no, he's not in the cab. He's in a car. And he's driving, and they're driving through the valley, or whatever. And they're talking, having a back and forth.
I feel like they could have made that scene much easier, though, bro.
He's going back and forth with the driver. He's going back and forth with the driver.
Facts.
And the driver, he's like, "Yo, bro, like, where you from? Like you from Philly? He like Norfolk. He like Norfolk West. He like West." So I'm like, "Oh, do we give off? I mean, of course, being from Philly, we do give off a vibe, of course."
Yeah, that's facts. I'm from North. You from North too. So.
Yeah, we both from North. So, anytime you come in contact with somebody from Philly, you get a vibe.
Yeah, I know somebody from Germantown, somebody from West Philly. South
of course. Philly. So when they was talking, he was like, pull over right quick. Let me. He wanted to get that, like you was in LA. Like, yeah, bro. Like you got to understand, like people, they risk everything for this.
Yeah.
To get there. So it was like, bro, you got a free ticket out here.
Yeah.
So he was giving him the semblance to take advantage of that moment right then and there without even saying it. I was like, bro, take advantage. So
now, do you have any prop? Well, do you want to say who was in the car? Or you want to save that?
I want to wait. I want to wait till they get up. When they, when they drive to the gate, they get to the gate.
Let's get to that. Yeah, I was okay. So
they get to the gate. They get to the gate, and he like, "Yo, your folks white?" Like he like,
you adopted my boy? Like,
yo, it's like it's number one is Bel Air. It's Bel Air. Like that's one of the richest places.
Yeah. And they look like
one of the richest places in California. Yes, it's one of the richest places in California. Period. Like so,
mansion looked too big though. I ain't gonna fraud.
Mansion gate.
It looked too big. Like it was like, all right, you know what? It wasn't this big, but they look richer than what we remember.
But it goes into later how they really get into
exactly how they view him.
Philip Banks, like, all right, we're gonna get into Philip Banks and all that, like because it makes sense. So how they be talking about him and talking to him. So they get to the he like, yeah, bro, you got a card or something? Give him his card. Who is it, like?
Jazz, two Z's.
It's Jazz with two Z's. It's Jazz.
I'm not from Utah. So you barred it up.
He said, I've never been. Yeah, he said, I've never been in Utah. That was kind of hot.
I was kind of hot. I rock with that. This the only problem. I'm not mad that he met Jazz this way, right?
Okay.
Why he just wasn't the Uber driver?
I don't know why Jazz wasn't the Uber driver.
It just makes sense if he just hit Uber and Jazz is the one who picked him up. But for them say he just took a car. Wait, it was just a dude out there. It was a hack. It was a hack at the airport.
It was a hack. He was a hack man.
At the airport? It's like
at the airport. He was a hack.
Just make him like, yo, I do Uber time to time. So it makes sense why you see him random places and everything. But that's the only gripe I want. Like, they could have done that better, man. Like, y'all smart writers. Like,
and then Will tried to Philly finesse him. He was like, yo, bro. He's like, how much I owe you for the ride? He's like, 150. He's like, 150. Oh, let me go in the crib and get you some money. And Jazz like, all right, cool. Listen, I know y'all got money.
Exactly. I see the crib. I ain't stressing.
I see the crib. I ain't stressed.
And that's when we see we also a second. Well, now I guess our third character of the original series, because we saw Jazz.
We're introduced to Jeffrey.
Different swag, boy.
No, this is different Jeffrey.
Different swag.
This ain't England. This ain't England. This ain't the Queen.
He was in England, but he's from Jamaica who went to England, so different vibes. And swagged out, bro.
Listen, this jazz is so like debonair. Yeah. Like he's debonair to the point where it's definitely like, oh, I like his vibe. So Jazz swindle him out of $200. Yeah, swindle him. All right, so he gets to they go to the. He like, all right, let me take you to the house. Let me take you to the house.
House managing it.
Take you to the house. Jeffrey want to take Will bags. He's like, no, I can get my own bags.
Yeah, and I think that's a part of the original show too. I think that did happen, right? He was all weird.
I'm like, Will, when Will first came in, he was like, because it was.
So I like they keep little subtle things like that so they can still build the drama, but it's still kind of connected to the original story.
You got to remember, right? Everything is brand new to him.
Exactly. He doesn't know.
Everything is brand new. Nothing in this whole time frame is like regular to him. So butlers, big mansions, anything you like, all of that lifestyle is nothing new to him. This is a kid from we talking about a kid who lived in West Philly and never been outside of West Philly.
Exactly.
So all right, here we go. So he gets he gets in the house. He gets in the house, and who we see? Aunt Viv.
Yeah, dark chocolate.
Aunt Viv.
Yeah.
So Aunt Viv is introduced into the scene with Will, and it's love.
Yeah, and she loves the Philly vibe. She brings it up. She missed that Philly, Philly swag and vibe.
Right, because Will says it.
I think he can say John or something. Yeah, he can say John or Bo. He says something.
I think he say John.
Yeah.
And she like, I missed that. Like,
yeah,
it's just, you could tell she's been so far removed living in Bel Air. Like, exactly. It's so she's introducing Will to, like, this is how it's going to be. Your mom told me this and that, and you're here because we want you here. Yeah. And Will is he's still fresh faced. Like,
he is. Tell. I do think he at least tries to be good because he wants to go to the party, but she thinks he should go to his room. He's like, no, I want to go out to the party. She's like, well, all right. And that's when the next character comes in.
Well, we're introduced to this new version of Hillary.
And I like it.
I'm be honest. let me say this.
I like
this version of Hillary.
The GOAT.
Hillary bad, y'all.
Yo, she was bad before, Hillary but it's a different type of bad, bro.
Like Hillary bad, y'all. Like, I'm be honest. Like, I looked at the characters on Google.
Yeah.
But no, she bad. In the show, she's nice. She's nice. Like, I'm talking about, it don't do her no.
I like how she talking everything. Like,
bro,
because she did grow up in a previous lifestyle, but she still feel like I'm still down to earth, kind of.
Yeah.
So and I like how much she can be. I like her vibe. We like, get Will some clothes. Like, I got you, cuz.
I got you. And then and then I like this version. The reason I really like this version of Hillary because Hillary's still bougie, right?
She still is. Yeah,
she still knows she comes from money. But she wants to create her own path.
Yeah, and that gets
that's what made me really like this version of Hillary.
She wants to build her own. She just don't know how to. She's
of course it's 2022, so she's into social media. And she's into the internet thing. I like that, right? So get Will some clothes. Take Will upstairs.
Carlton's room.
Takes him to Carlton's room. Now, mind you, Carlton's room is the size of an apartment in New York City.
Yeah, and that used to be her old room, right?
Like, used to be her old room.
It's a small to her.
I moved to the pool house. Okay,
now we know the pool house is there.
Back to the old show.
Yeah, exactly. Now we know the pool house is there.
So Link, right? So Will gets dressed, right? Okay, he puts his fit. Well, Hillary puts a fit together for him. He puts it on. They looking fly.
But this is the first setup, so we can't like the clothes. Was Carlton clothes?
Carlton clothes.
He bought in advance
for a growth spurt that never happened.
Exactly. So Will could happen to fit him. So this way we can line up with Carlton sees him. That's why Carlton's so you know. All right, so now like he comes out fresh though.
Yeah, when they go downstairs and then outside to the party,
exactly.
You could tell like Hillary was telling him like he like, damn, this is a big party. She like, nah, this is light. This is just light.
That means they throw heavier events. So that's going to build up for the future. That they throw a lot of events because the Hurts like, no,
yeah, because again, like they said, this is where they work up to all the main characters being into the show. Place. So this is important because this is where Will sees Carlton. This is when Will sees Uncle Phil. Now, the introduction to Uncle Phil, Link.
Different boy, bro.
It's a different Uncle Phil.
I rock with him, though. I rock with him.
This Uncle Phil don't take no BS.
No,
like James Avery. James Avery ain't take no BS. But this one right here,
it's the Phil. He gives you this look, like,
because Will comes over and just abruptly in between because you got manners, right?
Yeah,
you got manners, right?
I watched Mr. Rogers.
Before you just butt in, especially to an adult's conversation, you say, "Excuse me."
Yeah, he a kid. That's crazy. You're right.
He don't though. He don't.
He come in.
He just Uncle Phil. Like that was one of the first things that made me feel like, oh, that's Will Smith.
Yeah, like not thinking he's charismatic, but he doesn't know when to control it.
Yeah, because Will Smith has that bigger than life energy. Like when he's around, he's around. Like his laugh, the way he talks, everything he does is just energy. So feel like, listen, relax.
Calm that down, my boy.
Relax. Bring it. You want a 10.
I know you outside, but indoor books.
Come down to a 2. Yeah, we gonna talk. We'll talk later. But that's later for that. Go. Oh yeah, he was like, oh yeah, go get something to eat. Like
yeah, exactly. Go, yeah, you hungry, right?
You hungry, right?
So yeah, he looked at him like, I swear I told Vivian to send him to his room. Why is he out here? That's like,
why he out here? Like go. Yeah, go somewhere. Like really, like go somewhere right now. Like
grown folks is talking. You know what I mean? I got a campaign to run.
Grown folks is talking.
Exactly, bro.
So like Will
baby Ashley was right out there, right?
Like, when he's going over to get something to eat, G is taking him to go get something to eat, and then Ashley comes over.
Yeah, and that was
so
nice.
When Ashley comes over, he like, I know that ain't baby Ashley. I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay. This is good. This is
it feels good
because one thing about Fresh Prince, it was like Ashley and Will's relationship was like one of the best on the show.
Yeah, it makes sense. She
was
young enough to need somebody to look up to, and Will needed somebody to
13.
Yeah,
13. So Will is 16. So they far apart,
but not far apart.
They far apart, but not too far apart.
Exactly.
Like 16 and 13 is like it's not like.
Hold on one second.
You know some things, but we can meet in the middle.
Hold on, you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right, cool. You can start again. You said like the meet in the middle.
Okay,
you was freezing.
Yeah, so when they meet in the middle. Okay, so when they meet in the middle, it's just like it's some things that he knows, she knows, but again, meet in the middle. Now, when he goes to the chef, he goes to the spread and he sees the food, he doesn't like anything. So I'm like, all right, this is the first chance I'm gonna see how he reacts to, that type of lifestyle. Yeah. He pushes back. He say, damn, I don't like nothing. Actually, like, well, you can order off the menu. He like, what's that?
Yeah, that's different.
She like, you can get whatever you want. Order whatever you want. He like, nah. She like, nah, go ahead. You get a cheesesteak. He orders a cheesesteak, Link, from a chef.
Yeah, who looking at him?
Cheesesteak from. Now listen, I'm gonna be honest. If anybody has ever had a cheesesteak not from Philadelphia, it is not a cheesesteak.
Yeah, I thought
it is not a cheesesteak. It's a steak and cheese.
Yeah,
on bread.
Exactly.
It's not a cheesesteak.
It's not a roll. It's not an Amoroso roll or nothing.
Nah, he gave him a steak and cheese on like an artisan bread or something. A sub.
Yeah,
gave him a sub,
bro.
Now,
yeah.
Will was peeping. Now, like this is where
I didn't like
this this is where things get a little treacherous, right?
Depends on where you
the female lead.
Oh, I was going to say treacherous because he said the cheesesteak was good. Let's talk about the real issue.
Well, okay. He said the cheesesteak was good.
I'm like, bro, he's not from the city. Like, come on. He should have been like, hey, man, it's all right.
But it gets, but in that scene, it gets treacherous.
But it does get treacherous after that.
The main lady in the show.
That's going to change everything. How we think about.
Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It's going to change. I'm a little upset.
I'm a
little upset about this.
I don't like it.
Lisa is there, right? And we all remember Lisa.
Do we know it's Lisa though? All right, technical difficulties. We back. Now we was talking about Lisa. So H, you saying like when Lisa walked up to Will, how was you feeling?
I was like, who is this?
Yeah, I'm still confused.
I was like,
I don't know if that's our Lisa.
Like, who is this?
Her name
and the reason I said who is this because it didn't give me like Nia Long vibe.
Yeah, she didn't look like we knew her. So I don't even. You think that's her though? That's the actual Lisa, or you think she just named Lisa?
That's Lisa. That's Lisa from the Fresh Prince.
I had a feeling. I don't know if like her, she just named her Lisa.
But she's not. But she doesn't give off that. You know that. You know how like Lisa was
bad,
Lisa
bad.
She was Lisa.
This girl's pretty, but she's just not undeniably the girl.
But wait though, they threw a curveball. Lisa and Carlton was together. I'm like, I don't remember that.
Yeah, that didn't happen. I just think I guess some things you could change. This is one of them, but
I'm like, I don't remember that. When they think of that?
I mean, it caused unique drama, but
it caused a conflict.
But I do feel like it make us judge the main character after the conflict.
Caused a conflict because in that moment,
it was still innocent though, and that it was still innocent.
Carlton was feeling away.
You should.
Carlton was feeling away at that moment about Will. It wasn't even the fact that he was talking to Lisa initially at that moment, but just him having that interaction and being there.
That's
right?
my girl, bro.
So they introduce Will and Lisa have an interaction. They introduce themselves and so what and so forth, right? So they switched. This would took me a minute. So they switched to a scene where Hillary, Carlton, and Ashley is in a house, and they talking about Will. And look, you know what vibe this gave? This gave me like a Cruel Intentions vibe. It's like they talking, but they talking about Will, but in the sense of I don't like. What type of what y'all about to do? Is he? Yeah, should he be on stage with us? Yeah, let's give him the full Banks. Let's give him the full Banks experience. So I'm like, what does that mean? What y'all about to do to my man? Like, what y'all about to do?
They about to drag my man.
Yeah, I'm thinking of they like, but Dad running the campaign, and Carlton was like, no, this is for all of us. So I'm like, oh yeah. So in that moment when the family was standing up there. Right. And Phil was giving his speech, Black empowerment, while he's up there and making it seem like, okay, this is a figure that we can get behind for district attorney. And Will was just standing out in the crowd with everybody else. Yeah. Link, did it feel like at that moment, was he a part of the family to you?
No, and it felt like he felt used. Phil was talking real stuff, about the system, how it could pit people in bad situations who happen to look like him and his family. And now Will thinks he's a prop. By listening to that, he thinks he's a prop and not he really want to help me. He wants to use me. And
exactly.
So
that's why I'm here.
That's his first conflict with Uncle Phil in his mind. He didn't have his conflict with Carlton yet. Carlton has a conflict with him. But he don't realize. So, but the first thing that he like, okay, Uncle Phil is using me. That's the first thing that popped up. And that builds. I think that goes into him talking to Uncle Phil after the.
He wants to go
after the party, right? That's right after.
He wants to go talk to Uncle Phil. So Uncle Phil like, don't even sit down.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be quick, bro. Don't even.
It's gonna be quick. You about to be in and out of here. Like, don't even get comfortable.
I know you tired, but
you can stand up. Like I'm like, like.
Different Uncle Phil, bro.
You know when he said that, right? You know when he said, like I said, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when he said that, this ain't that Why he don't want me, man? This wasn't that. This was, like, understand, like, we told everybody you here for higher education, and that's what you here for. He's like he started running it down to you. You don't know I moved mountains for you? Like, you don't know that? Like,
of course, bro, he said the obvious kid thing. I didn't ask you to do that.
I ain't asked you. Bro, like, you got
I never had no father. They start the crying scene there. I've never had no father.
He's like, I ain't asking you to be my father. Like,
come on, bro.
You got caught with a 9mm with your fingerprints on it.
Yeah, you want to be out there with Rashid and them? You want to be out there with them?
Yeah, like. So Will takes it upon himself. Like, this part right here, I'm like, oh, they had to add a little comedy, right? Yeah. Will takes it upon himself to try to escape.
All right, so because he gets the phone call from his homie. Mad. No, because he gets the phone call from his homie, from Trey, saying, bro, they trying to kill me. They looking for you. Where you at? I'm in LA. Remember, this happened yesterday, right? This is the same day. So when they got out of jail, this is the next day after the shooting.
This is the very next day.
So he mean, what you mean you in LA? Like, he like, bro, you got out of jail.
How you get out there? Listen, it's like, how you get out there?
He sound like a snitch.
They think you read it.
He like, no.
They think you snitched.
My uncle pulled some lawyer stuff. Like, nah.
Yeah. Nah, your uncle lawyer.
You're like, oh,
I knew you for 16 years. When you got an uncle,
a lawyer
that live in LA, like,
you talked about
ratting, bro. You ratting.
So you're saying you got to come back here and clean it up. This is one of the worst parts of this episode when it comes to logic. So Will calls Jazz because he left his car with him, right? He calls Jazz. I might get that part. He's running like a runaway. He's running, climbs the gate. Jazz is chilling.
Like,
Jazz is chilling.
He hops.
Yeah, a tall gate. You can't even hop a gate that tall, bro. He had to fly. He had to fly over the gate. That's how
a gate
high.
This tall. It didn't even seem real. Like,
yeah,
all right, but I get it.
It felt nutty.
It got to be some comedy.
Yeah, and you see Jazz's face like, bro.
It got to be some comedy.
Bro, did you just kill somebody in it, bro? I'm not here for the jail sentences. He like, no, like, I gotta go to LAX. Hear this out. To fly back to Philly. Now we don't know. Now, of course, Will maybe be a hustler when it comes to like making money off the ball court. Where did he get this money to buy a plane ticket in the middle of the night to fly to Philly? Like what?
Right. Like
the idea is like, bro, you didn't even say you got a ticket, so you about to go there and hope you could get a ticket back to the city. And this is the most scariest moments of the episode. I don't trust Jeffrey, bro. Jeffrey is not a butler. He's a cleaner, bro. He's the dude that you call to fix situations.
No, Jeffrey is my man from he's the transport. He's Jason Statham.
Yeah. That was
he's
too
Jason
smooth.
Statham. Yeah. Like
Uncle Phil and him slide up on the car.
Like, bro, like they was like, yo, what you doing? Get out the car.
You are home, Will. What you mean?
That was crazy, right? That was ain't that what they ain't that what they saying like the mob movie?
Yeah, I gotta go back home.
Where you going? I'm going home. No, this is home. This is home. Like,
and then Jeffrey looking at Jazz like he gave him a little.
He just handed him the money.
I'm like, I don't trust Jeffrey, bro. He a real one too much. Like, that ain't no butler.
Like, no, like I was like, I like that.
It was fire.
But then Will and Uncle Phil, they had another talk.
Another heart to heart.
Another talk. So he like, yo, what you really want to do? Like,
yeah, do you care about your life?
It's like on that vibe. Like, what you really want to do? We can't keep going through this. So Link. In that scene, right? In that scene, did that seem like Will was starting to come around? Or it seemed like Uncle Phil was laying the hammer down to let him know, like,
a little bit of both, right? So I feel like Will was listening, and because he had to answer questions, so he's like, "Do you care about living or dying? You know, do you want to be alive?" And he had to really answer that question. And then he's trying to say with his mindset, and this is a message from the show, what the street mindset is being a man. And Uncle Phil was telling him, no, this is what being a man is. Like, you want to go back there. I don't know. You want to fight. He was asking, what was your plan? After you get there, we going with the drug dealer who wanted to kill you. Like, you're not thinking these things through.
He wanted to he going to the airport with no money.
And you somehow do get a ticket. You're going to end up in Philly and do what?
Yeah,
you gonna walk up to the drug dealers like I didn't snitch on you, and the drug dealer want to kill you is right there.
He already want to kill you. He already want to kill you.
So he don't want to kill you because he think you snitched on him. That's not why you want to kill you. You want to kill you because you put a gun on him.
Yeah.
So don't try to twist the story to like, oh no, I could clean it. You can't clean nothing up, bro.
Can't clean that up.
They're going
can't clean that up. They're gonna kill you.
Exactly. So Uncle Phil he kind of realized that, and I guess he understood it more.
Right.
He understood it more there. I think they go to bed. Did they go to the next day? Because the next day is the party.
The next day is Will goes to sleep.
Yeah.
He freeway. What we do is wrong comes on again on his phone.
I was hyped.
I believe he talks to his mom. He talks to his mom on the phone. And his mom
I like that they respect the 3-hour difference.
Yeah.
Because I think in the episode she says she has to work like overnight shifts or something. So she called him like 3 a.m, but it was 6 o'clock for her. Like I like how they kept that real because it was daylight where he was at, it was dark where she was at.
Yep.
Yeah, and she works in the hospital. They showed, right? You saw her.
Yeah, in the hospital. Yeah.
But that makes a little more sense. She's a nurse,
so we get to the morning, the morning after Will's first day in the house, right?
Yes, it's a long day.
they all at the table. They all at the table, right? So Will she like, do you want some breakfast? He like, man, what you want some cheese eggs? Like,
he asked for the cheese eggs. So I'm thinking like they're making it sound like it's all right, but maybe it's a poor thing. Maybe rich people don't eat cheese.
Damn. I'm telling you, cheese eggs is a universal thing.
It has to be, but the way he said cheese eggs, because Carlton called them cheese eggs after that. He's like, all right, see you later, cheese eggs. I went, am I missing something there?
So but let's go to one of the pivotal moments of the show. Carlton and Will at the party.
Okay, so before we get there, we gotta show one more thing because we do gotta skip past some stuff. It's more he wanted to take Uncle Phil wanted Carlton to take Will out to see the city and understand some people. So this is heavy. So Carlton go to practice, kind of brush.
Oh wait, that was the first episode. Oh, that was the first. I don't know why I thought that was episode 2.
Yeah, it's a lot of them. Yeah, that's why I like.
So it felt longer than what it was. No, we gotta talk about that.
Exactly.
We gotta talk about this.
Yeah. So that's cool that he fling him off like he's in practice. He found out he's the guy in lacrosse. He's one of the big. We learned that there. And then tell Will, piss off. Meet me back at 3. Now Will walks up to he sees Lisa.
He sees Lisa in the pool.
Walks up to her. I think now Will wrong for this. Now you know that's his ex. Matter of fact, maybe he don't. Maybe he don't. Because
no, in the party, Lisa
tells him there
at the
but then tell him at the party at the house. So he just knew they all knew each other.
Right.
So to be fair, maybe Will don't know. So Will walking up, he's trying to holler at her a bit, say you going to this party, and she ends up saying, hey, you his cousin, I'm his ex. Then he plays it off like he asked you to be my girl or nothing. So maybe he's backing off, right? All right, we go back into the locker room. Will walks in while Carlton is celebrating with his for practice, and they're playing. What they playing? H.
They playing Bobby Shmurda.
Exactly.
I was like, okay,
cool,
okay,
nice song. Cool. I didn't realize they was playing it. I thought it was just a show playing it. You were like, okay, it's them playing it, and then
it's coming from the locker room. So
Connor?
I'm like, all right, cool.
Connor.
They don't even introduce him yet. They don't introduce the friend yet. But we don't know him.
But the main white guy on top of everybody saying bombs over and over and over again. N-word. You know, if you know the words to hot, if you know the word hot, exactly. You know the words exactly. So it's like, all right, he's singing this, and Carlton is sitting there he just
doing the sweaty dance.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, and Will coming in naturally, just looking around, and everybody and they notice it, like, oh. And then he threw he said ball, he's like, oh, ball, like, oh. he said,
you okay?
Like, you okay, ball?
With that?
Yeah. And he like, bro, like, you making it too far. And the guy came down like, bro, who you? Like, I can say what I want.
Yeah, who are you? Yeah.
And it made it made Carlton, at least to us, look nutty from the rip. When he said, yo, you a clown? We felt him. We couldn't argue. Like, bro, you can't argue that, bro.
No, listen, this was just the beginning. This was the beginning.
No, I think that's their first conflict, though. That's their first actual conflict together is, yo, you're cool with your friends saying stuff like this around you? for both of them to have a back and forth. Beforehand, it was just you could tell Carlton didn't like him around, but
this conflict was more on the higher level because the first conflict was Will wearing his clothes.
Yeah, like why you like basically you're coming to my territory wearing my clothes, but you could play it off that Hillary gave it to him. You could like justify that.
Yeah,
but this is like no, this is two different mindsets.
This was something that I still struggle with because it's like we went through this with Joe Rogan last week, right? We went through this with Joe Rogan last week, and Israel Adesanya made it seem like it wasn't that big of a deal during the press conferences over the weekend.
He should though. He should.
So
he's not from here. To be fair, like
this word was spoken at a blatant. And just outright by a white person.
Yeah, and it wasn't
in the
out
show,
of ignorance, but it's more that the issue is not even that he says it, is that Carlton is okay with his friends don't understand that I shouldn't say it around them. People gonna say what they want in their house. They listen to the music they listen to. They watch the movies they watch, right? We can't stop that. But the fact that Carlton has no gripes, I'm not saying, hey man, can you not do that around me?
You know what? Like Carlton said, he's like, it's funny how when they got to the afterwards and they got to the house, and Carlton said something that's always sticks out to me when it comes to that word. Right?
Well, it's the best argument to have for it.
You're okay with rappers saying it,
selling it to these kids,
but you're not okay
with saying because words to a song.
It's not the same thing. What is the same thing?
Well, when it comes to that word, we could. I don't want to make
this. I don't want to make it like we were trying to make this whole episode about it, but this was like a pivotal moment. I feel like this show
because it shows both of their mindsets are different, and that's what it's going to be a conflict between the two, right? Because like I understand that it's in music, I understand that it's hard to separate, but I do understand that I have Caucasian friends that be like, all right, well, he doesn't like when I say it, so I'm not going to rap them lyrics around him. There's songs that's talking about women in crazy ways. If your kid was rapping this be that, your mom be like, yo, stop. She won't. It's still so words to a song, but she might be like, look, I don't feel comfortable saying that. So it's an understanding. It's the real problem is he didn't feel anything, and it seemed like he never approached it. He just never thought of it for being a bad thing. And it was one other black person in the room, Kava wanted just to see for this argument. They just look bad to people like us. For that situation, we're going to look at you different. And Will, if he had any respect for Carlton beforehand, he lost it there. And then that's when the argument happens inside the house. Will is keeping the whole street code alive because he's not telling his mom what just happened. Because that would have changed everything. Yeah. If Red would have heard, wait, you like what? But he didn't. He said, that's between me and you. And this is what we see another conflict from Carlton after Will trying to go to the room because Aunt Vivian said, y'all need to be together.
Figure it out.
We can't trust you by yourself. If you can't get along with Carlton, how can we trust you around the city?
Yeah.
He walks in Carlton's room.
And
Carlton's
you know
inside his closet that's bigger than my room. But what was Carlton doing?
Carlton was doing drugs.
He was snorting.
Now
he was smoking. He was snorting.
He said, "Oh, relax. This isn't cocaine. That's Xanax. It's Xanax."
Okay.
Now we learn later why.
Exactly. But now we know that Carlton now has
doing drugs.
Some form of drug.
Doing drugs is not okay. Now, but this goes back.
He's a teenager. He's like 16.
This goes back to the actual show that was rebooted. Now we all remember that episode where Carlton.
Will had the drugs.
Will had the drugs.
They flipped it on us, and then Carlton accidentally took the drugs, right?
Yes.
And he took too many. He thought it was Tylenols or something.
Yeah, and then he took the speed, and then ended up being like a real bad situation. Yeah. So this particular time, Carlton is the one doing the drugs.
Yeah.
So in Carlton doing the drugs, now we going into Will finding out. And the party.
I'm here, H.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, I get my camera back on. Yeah, it just it said the battery was running low.
Okay. So
we just finish it with me not on camera. It's cool. I'm just talk.
You sure?
Yeah, because it said I have to recharge the battery. That's going to take a while.
Okay.
So we still got the audio, so we just wrap it up.
All right, I got you. So and Will, Will finding out that Carlton does drugs, Carlton is like, listen, man, stay out my way. He like, just stay out my way at that point, because it's like, yo, we not going, like, just stay out my way. So they end up at the they end up at the party. Link, this party, kids, Sorry
for the messed up camera. You hear me? Sorry for the messed up camera view. I had to go to the webcam, so it's trash. But we here though. We back. Let's go.
Kids at this particular party, kids are drinking, doing drugs. The typical lifestyle of a kid that's well off in some parts of America, right?
A kid that's everywhere. A kid around this age, if you go to a party with all kids around that same age, 16, 15, 17, drinking alcohol there. So this is it just at a classier level.
So what
this was nutty.
So what in this scene, right? So what was your thinking when Will saw Lisa, right?
He was a nut ass nigga.
Will saw Lisa.
Can't say the N word on YouTube, but he was a nut ball. That was nutty. He saw Lisa. He knows now that's his cousin's ex.
Yes. So Will goes over to Lisa and they swoop. They got a connection.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
They got a connection. You see him like then the camera is like panning around them and they end up kissing.
That's for 100% was nutty. Because it's like beforehand,
that was off.
Because maybe you could argue that he went over there because that's the only person he's seen in Bel Air that he knows. And I think he found out that she doesn't actually, she's not rich, whatever. She's on there with scholarship, whatever. Like, you forcing that in there. Like,
she
make her rich, bro. Don't switch that up. They should have met a different way then. Like, she go to the school. She a top app. But I get, you wrote it in there. I get that. But when he started kissing her, he started kissing her. I was like, bro, you nutty. You nutty. You would have done the same thing. Or you would approach him like, come on, bro. You know that's my ex, bro. You my cousin. What?
Carlton's there.
Can you picture that, H? Your cousin comes to your house for one day. The next day, he kissing your ex you still want to be with.
Bro, that's
he knows that's your ex, though. He knows that's your ex.
What he say on The Last Dragon? Man, you straight out of a comic book.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like, bro, what's this? Like, you supposed to be my folks.
Exactly. Now he throws him in a pool and that was a good scene because it's like symbolism.
Wait, though.
Because Will is in a sunken place. So I like how they showed that angle.
Wait, though.
That was a bar. That was a bar.
When Carlton saw them,
he
right?
Ready.
And I'm watching, right? I'm like, oh, in my mind, I'm like, I pretty much know how this is about to play out. I'm like, Carlton is going to hit him, right?
I thought he was going to punch him.
I thought he was going to punch him. He pushed him in the pool.
Yeah. But Will can't swim. Now we know that.
Will can't. He cannot.
He said that before that he don't like swimming, but we didn't realize he can't swim. So
he can't swim. So he goes into the sunken place. Which, if anybody don't know, he was in the sunken place. You need to go. Yeah. You need to go. You need to go watch Get Out. That was the sunken place. I saw that like instantly when it was happening. I'm seeing him float back. I'm like, oh, he in the sunken place. That's crazy.
That was fire. I like the symbolism there. That was good.
That's crazy. So Lisa saves him. Lisa saves him, which made Carlton even more mad.
Yeah. But then Will, he knocked out Connor, I believe, like with one hit.
No, he punched. He was angry
and Connor got he knocked him.
He punched Connor.
Yeah, he got knocked to the
ground.
He
was already mad about the N-word situation.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna punch you. You just there.
Exactly.
And then he punched on his cousin.
Yeah, he don't stop punching on his cousin. Now that's
punch on his cousin.
Maybe he went a little.
Now Link. All right. Now that's the first. Now, again, spoiler alert. That's the first episode, pretty much in the synopsis for anybody that got the chance to see the first episode. Now, as a whole, the next 2 and 3 episodes, we're not going to explain them and go.
We're going to say things we like about people's
storylines. But Link, likes and dislikes so far. Let's talk about the things you like so far in the series.
Okay.
First 3 episodes.
So
the 3 episodes.
Yeah, first 3 episodes. What I like. Okay, so I like a lot. I like Will. No, I like Will. I think Will's playing the role well. First, I thought like, he's a little too awkward with his movements.
Okay,
but that's real. It's people like that.
But that's why I said like,
so it's not even. But
the one thing I noticed in the not to cut you off, I'm gonna let you finish. But the one thing I did notice is they didn't give you Will Smith as soon as the show opened, and that was a
little
good
things
thing.
as it goes. Yeah,
quirks. They gave you the little quirks. You like, oh shit, like he's outgoing. He's this. He's like that. Gave me Will Smith.
Yeah, so I like Will in the show. I won't say the characters. I like Will. I like Carlton. Mm-hmm. I think Carlton's story dynamic is going to be that's the story.
Unique. Listen,
that's going to be crazy. What's going to happen with Carlton? So
listen, There are three villains. We had the sub villain. We had Rashad, easy to block captain.
Yeah, he's going to be the main villain.
I feel like Carlton, Link. I feel like Carlton is the main villain, bro.
No, but Carlton is the villain who's going to turn good, right? He's the
people who watch
Carlton Dragon Ball Z. He's like Piccolo or something. But
no, like if this was like Spider-Man, you know who he would be. You know how like Dr. Octavius is like one of the main villains. He remind me of like a Shocker. It's like Shocker's a villain, but he don't always be around.
No, but it got to be a villain who turns good, right? So it got to be a villain who wasn't good because he's going to be back with the family on their side. It's just he's the person Will's going against, but the big boss is going to be easy because we find out in the last episode that he knows Will is in LA. Exactly, he sees him in a basketball game, so now that's going to be like what's going to happen because he's going to go to LA. We don't know when he's going to show up. It might be season finale or it might be anywhere. We don't know. And it's going to be in a regular scene. They're going to be doing something normal. Now, I know we're going to be like, Nick, he's going to be right there.
Yeah.
And everything about to get real.
Yeah. Tell me some more.
I like that. I like this is what I really like about the show. I like how they pay homage without going overboard, in my opinion. Like they find out how to do little things that the show is known for without pushing it down your throat. So everybody know what Will went to school. He wore his jacket inside out. They didn't do that.
This was fire. But
they did it naturally.
I thought when he initially came to the school, because he wanted a little flavor, they was just going to make him just turn it inside out.
Exactly.
No, they did it subtle.
Yeah, somebody hit him with something. He went, this
Lisa,
dirty.
Him and Lisa was eating. That's why I want to give it away. That's why I want to give it away. It was fire, though. It was fire.
But with his eating, then we looked at it. Here we go. He had
similar to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Similar to that.
Exactly. You see how the world works? I mean, Philly niggas always tripping. All right. So so he had to do that for the scene. They don't even got to do it again, right? He could just never, but they gave you homage to let you know that was the thing. If you know, but it don't affect the show.
You know what I liked after that when he turned the inside out when he seen Carlton in the library.
Oh yeah, he's like, why your
jacket inside out?
Exactly. So I like the show a lot, and I like what it can do. I thought it was a good idea anyway after the trailer came out a couple years ago with the film made, the fan made film
because it was dark.
Exactly, it shows you that the story is naturally dark. We joke to make the story lighter, so you can retell the same story because shows like All American took the Fresh Prince story. It was a kid who had nothing, who had the opportunity to go to a better school, better. It's like so. It shows like that show can work. Why don't you do it? So new people could watch it, and older people could be like, "Hey, I like how you paying homage to a show I used to grow up and watch," without even copying it. You're kind of being your own, right?
Yeah,
they're doing their own thing, but still somehow giving you like, "Yo, we know." We know that you're looking to see if we're going to do it right. And I like Uncle Phil a lot. I like Uncle Phil a lot. I think I like him a lot. I want to get into my dislikes now. I want to see what you like.
Okay. Let's just I'm going to go off characters that I like in the show. Characters, I'm going to say the first character I do like, of course, you got to like Will, right? You got to like, that's by default, right?
Yeah.
You got to like Will.
The main character,
I like the reason I like the fact that this version of Will Smith is because it's not like I said, it's not in your face Will Smith. It's like you didn't get that version of Will until later on in the show. So I appreciate that, right? I love Hillary.
Yeah.
I love Hillary. I think she's what's needed as far as, because you got to push the black female. The black female empowerment is very important in today's
so you
society.
Need that in the show, and she's going to.
So you need that. Aunt Viv too. Aunt Viv too is a strong black female too, but I feel like Hillary is the new generation of what we need, right?
Facts.
I love Carlton because I love Carlton because he's that
every
what's the
episode
word
drama.
He's that exactly
For every
you never
episode.
know. He's the wild card.
Yeah,
he's
every
a wild
episode
card.
is going to be something between them two.
And of course, Uncle Phil. Because Uncle Phil is that no-nonsense character that takes no crap, and you know what he's going to deliver every single episode. So that's my likes as far as characters go.
I want to ask you a question before we get. Mm-hmm. So we really broke down the first episode, so we can really talk about this stuff here. Let's talk about the dynamics between the characters.
Okay.
How do you feel about Hillary and Aunt Vivian? They got their storylines together.
That's the mom. Listen, if you know anything about families and black moms and daughters, they always butt heads.
But how do you feel? Especially do you have a side, or are you still undecided?
No, I feel like Hillary. I feel like Hillary is right to want to blaze her own trail.
All right, so we're going to disagree there. Then that's good. For
Aunt Viv is right. Aunt Viv is right because she wants the best for her child. She don't want that. She don't want that. Just
her child.
Yeah, she don't want you living off. Yeah,
living she dropped out of college. She's been there for 2 years. Apparently, she has no money.
Yeah.
So you having this ambition, that's cool, but you having it in the expense of you not working because you don't have to worry about bills. Now, again, that's a good thing because it's a lot of rich families who don't look like us they don't have to pay for bills. They don't have to take any crap. So it's kind of like a both sides. I feel her, but like Armando said, you got to negotiate these things. You're not going to go into any deal having 100% what you want. You have
ownership. Yeah.
You have.
You got to give and take. Yeah, you got to give and take.
And since you're not making no money here, this is a paying job, and you could bet you bigger here. I feel Vivian more, but I feel like Hillary is justified, and like I don't want to sell out, but I do feel like but in my head I'm like, but you already sold out your look, like that's not our look, like that's not our hair, that's not
our look. But but you don't want to give up your voice is all you have, right?
Yes, and that's
you don't want to have to be quiet to be able to sit in the room. That's like, I don't want to, I always tell people this is what I always say. I don't never want to feel like I got to dim my light for you to shine. If I ever have to do that, I don't want to be in the room. Like, I don't want to be there. It's not a place. It's not a place.
Yeah. But if Kendrick Lamar signed you and he said, like,
but listen,
and he said, hey, that song you did was fire. I want to put a verse on that, John. You don't supposed to be like, that's fine, bro. You be like, bring your verse.
But look, though, if the song got 3 verses, let's say, the song got 3 verses. The song got 3, right? Yeah. One get taken off. Now, I'm not gonna dim again. This is not me dimming my light for you. Me dimming my light would be like, all right, Kendra, you can have a whole song.
Even if you do that and have the hook, you know that song with him on it and you on it is gonna
crazy. It's still crazy, but I'm not dimming my light.
But that's all. I'm just saying. So I do feel like when they did the interview thing with Ashley, I feel like they did make sure the interview people was a little more evil than they need to be, so we could feel Hillary, because it was more like, hey, we want to change how you dress. I'm like, all right, that's probably not really a thing though. Like, but they putting that in there so we could feel mad at them. So like, all right, they told us you have to dress different and lower her. All right, get it, but it was no negotiation. Like, all right, well, what about I could make food like this way and that way? It's 2 different recipes.
Right.
Like, she didn't debate
too much seasoning.
Because and that right there was like, all right, bro, like let's like who cares? Like you still can do your thing. Like you signing a deal with them, you about to get even bigger, and then you could bring your own money. Because right now you bring no money to the house, so your mom looking at you a little weird because you talking all this rah, but you ain't make no bank. You living off your parent. No, again. You live in a pool house, so you live in your own. You got your own entrance. You doing what you want with whoever you do it with. Yeah, they don't say nothing. So they don't say nothing. I could see how the parents eventually, and she kept coming at her mom, you're the art, you're a art history, but you left art. I'm like, yo, what is she doing?
Yeah, because it's like, how you gonna tell me? How you gonna tell me? Because it's like this. It's easy for you to tell somebody not to follow their dreams because when you don't.
But she never even said don't follow your dreams.
Yeah, no, it's easy. Like it's like
no, it is. But she,
it's easy. It's easy for you to follow in a path that leads you, on comfortability. but you want to do something that you feel like, yo, this would make me happy.
I agree with you there.
Like, this would make me happy.
But that dig of her mom didn't make me like her. I didn't hate her because I really like. I'm like, come on, but that don't make no sense. Because your mom is a history, like she teaches about art, and you're saying how come she's not a great artist? Ain't that many great artists out there? And because she had you. Like because she had a baby and she had to change some things. Now they're gonna probably tell us how deep it is. Maybe she could have been sick. The baby could have been. They're going to go because every time it's mentioned or brought up, Phil is like, something is there. Yeah, it's a story. It's a backstory to that. Exactly. So, Link, tell me some of your other dislikes. All right, so my dislike. Why does he like the Ashley and her? I like the conflict of them. I didn't like when they was doing the stepping thing. The dudes was getting a little too hype with Will on the stage, bro.
You didn't like that?
Like, no, the dudes were getting too hype with Will on the stage. I'm like, bro. Like they like,
they was like, you better get in. You better get in before we grab the skinny bro.
Y'all like 40 years old. Why y'all all hype? Y'all all college grads. Why are y'all all hype? That because, this kid he didn't say nothing yet. No, they was too hype, bro.
Something though? Hype, bro. You know something about like how like people be they take them letters and them Greeks and them sororities and fraternities real serious.
Yeah, but they know he came with Phil. Like the idea, like you better get him. Like who you talking?
Like no, like they take that stuff real. Like it's for me. Like let's say me for instance, right? But let's say me for instance, right? I'll be like, all right, you know what? I see them Kappas over there. I think I could go in there and they gonna try to kill me, bro. Like
I understand, but if your dad is one of the dudes,
they gonna try to kill
they're not gonna say get you like he didn't even say nothing. He didn't even do the stepping part yet. He just want to say, hey guys, and all that. They just went, yo, we about to drag you. I'm like, all right, that was nutty. That was
because
nutty.
Then they take them letters serious.
Yeah, that was nutty. So I didn't like that because when Uncle Phil starts stepping, they magically light them again. I'm like, bro, he still could be the same dude. No, but like
I ain't gonna lie. That made me listen. When Uncle Phil when they got in line and all that was fire. That was fire. Because
I didn't listen, dislike
that show is like that reminded me of like one of my favorite shows that got canceled. The Quad, bro. The Quad. That was my joint on BET,
you always talked about that shit. You always talked about
the Quad. Like
well, personally, but I don't dislike that much from the show. It's little scenes that I think is not continuity. But that's every TV show. Every TV show got like same thing with Will walked up to Lisa when she was swimming. He told her the time of her swimming. Makes no sense. Like she would be there with a timer to know how fast she's going.
Well, no. Listen, no. Remember, you didn't notice what happened. So
he picked up the timer.
No, look. She jumped in the. Will saw her. She jumped in the pool. The girl was over there timing her. For some reason,
Will just end up with the time.
He took the clock.
Yeah, you know how weird that is, bro. He's a West Philly dude in LA.
He took the clock.
He don't even look like he go to that school when he show up and just grab the joint from a girl. Yeah, she's like, "Yo, get away from me, hoodlum." She would have been like,
she jumped out the pool and he said 22.6. She said, She said, "What you doing here?" She said, "What you say again?" Yeah. 22.6.
Yeah, I'd be like, he shouldn't have maybe he should have been behind the girl who said it. But that's little things. But I think the show, I can't wait for the next episode. Every episode that ends, I wanted to see what happened. I like. One thing I didn't like is when Will was playing basketball with Jazz, and Will was explaining what happened, and when he said, "I didn't touch a basketball since," I said, "Nigga, that's 4 days ago, bro." Like the way he said, I never touched a basketball since that happened. I went, bro.
Well, was it though?
Think about it. So think about it. So he got all right. So he played basketball the day he got locked up. So that don't count. The next morning, he went right to LA. Right. Then he went through the whole thing and went to sleep. So that's one day.
School.
No, hold on. So the first day he went to LA, he didn't play basketball. He went to sleep. The next day he went to the party. Yeah, he went to the party the next day. So that's 2 days.
Yeah. So basically,
day three he went to school and tried to join the basketball team. They said come and try out. Day 4, he played with Jazz to get warmed up. So he said, I haven't touched the basketball since. I'm like, bro, it's 4 days. You said it like it was a month.
When you listen, bro, like that whole scenario of him going through that traumatic situation, did shake him up. I'm just saying
the line, I haven't touched a basketball since. It's just like, that seems like it's a long time. But like, bro, it was 4 days ago when you held the basketball. Now, if this happened, I don't know if I could shake it off in time. That's totally different. But that's little things like that I don't like. But I love the show so far.
But
I'm hyped.
Okay.
I want more people to see it. I think it's I think if you like All American,
okay,
you're gonna like this show.
Okay.
Like so because I feel like you want the teenage drama, but real serious issues, gang, street violence and stuff like that. I like the show. I don't see any major flaws that make me stop watching the show.
Okay.
I just hope enough people like it for them to keep going.
Okay. For me, what makes a good show, right? Good writing. I believe so far in the first 3 episodes I've experienced that good writing.
Yeah, I think it's all the win.
I can't say character progression because we only 3 episodes in, so I can't talk about character progression.
Only thing I do know, they give everybody a storyline except for Ashley.
Ashley only has a few lines.
Well, Ashley and Jeffrey is the only people with no storyline. You got a storyline with Will, Carlton.
Well, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey was
looking at Aunt Viv. Jeffrey was looking at Aunt Viv's friend a little.
Oh, that's not a storyline. He just going bad. It ain't a storyline. Oh, I guess we want to see if he going to do it. That's the storyline to see if he get it. All right. So that means only Ashley. Will got a storyline. Carlton got a storyline. Hillary with Aunt Viv, like Uncle Phil. We got 5 different stories happening at one time, and it feel good. Good. Like I said, good writing, character progression. And is it relatable? I feel like there's too many different stories not to be right.
I feel like it's
going to get something in some story.
Yeah, I feel like it's good for the first
mother and daughter dynamic.
I'm feeling like
this Carlton feeling like Will trying to replace him as a son.
Carlton is jealous. Carlton is jealous. You
saw that basketball game when he walked in there?
We talking about
that was nutty though. He walked in at that moment that he had to see everybody celebrate.
Cheering on even though you know what? At the game, right? When they was like, all right, we gotta go to Carlton's lacrosse game. They like, we do.
I was drawing.
But what they said, they was like they looked out there at the court. They looked at the court. 5 more minutes.
Yeah, that was wrong right there. Like y'all wrong now.
No, y'all wrong.
And then the 4th quarter hit. They still there. Like, bruh.
Game over. Y'all left my man out there to dry.
They cheering with Will. Nobody said, "Oh, Carlton." Nobody said that.
Nobody said. Listen, Hillary could have stayed and let them go. She could have just recorded it.
Yeah, Hillary could have left because she was.
This ain't the 90s.
Yeah, Hillary was there killing her mom the whole time, so she could have just left. She could have Mom, I'm going to Carlton game.
Yeah, this ain't the 90s. This ain't some. Yeah, this ain't some damn. We ain't gonna never see this again. No, you can literally pull your phone out and record it. Like
you know what made it worse? It's the symbolism of that there was no fans at the lacrosse game too, so nobody was there, and everybody was at the basketball game.
Everybody was at the basketball.
So he hears the roar of the crowd. He like, I hear the roar, man. That's crazy, bro.
Everybody was there. He hit another game winner. So I appreciate the show. I think is again dislikes. Let me get into them. I don't like the way they was one hand in the cheesesteaks. I still don't like. Yeah. I don't like the one. They was one hand in the midst. Like I don't like that joint. Like I ain't like that. This joint. Like I don't like the. I don't
bro,
like
you gotta eat it from the cut. You gotta cut it. You gotta eat it from there.
Yeah, you gotta let them cut that thing and get that thing right. So I don't like that. I don't like. I still don't like the slang. I think I need them to get better with the Philly slang.
Yeah, I'm happy they're saying it though.
Yeah, of course.
But the actors aren't. They're not. It's not fluent. It don't feel like they grew up here.
No, I need them to be better. But with the slang and things I do. Let me get back to the things I do like. I like the music. I do. I appreciate it. Like the music is important. Like the music is important to a TV show. Right. And it shows how far a steam can go. Because you could play Kendrick Lamar, We're Gonna Be All Right. And some black empowerment is about to happen.
That's true. Now,
so
that's too close to the end because I got a route soon. But before we end this, I want to say I want to do the whole football, basketball, sports references thing. 3 episodes. Okay. I say it's 3-0 right now for 3 episodes. Do you feel the same way? Is there a downer episode? Is there they 2-1? They 1-2?
You know what?
Are they 3-0? Are they 0-3? How are you looking at these episodes?
No, I'm gonna be honest. I'm biased, right? I'm not judging it versus the original. This is something completely.
I just like that
completely different. Yeah. This is called Bel Air. but it's still the same show. Yeah. 3 episodes up.
Yeah. What's the score?
They're 3-0. This is good. This is really good. This is really good. I took my time and watched it. I didn't go in there prejudging because I was like, I'm not going to like it. I'm not going to watch. Like, you remember how I was talking? I was talking crazy. I was like, yo, I don't care about it. They can keep it.
Yeah, you didn't even want to do that. Like, you want to do it? Like, I guess
reboots.
I do it. Yeah,
but they're doing good in the first 3, and I'm surprised they gave us 3 episodes to start it off. Too.
I mean, it's good because it really got you hooked, right? I liked the first episode, and we talked about the first episode for over an hour, so let you know how good it was. But the other 2 make you really go like, I can't wait to episode 4. You know, and
very true.
You know,
I appreciate it.
I got one prediction for Ali. What I think is like, do we get what we think is going to happen in the future? You want to give something, or you don't want to?
I'm just surprise me. I don't want to talk like that. I don't want to talk like that.
I do that in different. I think one thing is going to happen. I don't got no hints.
Go ahead.
All right. So clearly, the big bad is going to show up, right? Easy to Black Captain Rashid. It's going to show up
at some point.
I think it's going to be one or 2 things, both related to the basketball. It's going to be a game they need to win to get in the playoffs, or the championship game. He going to show up.
I feel like
I don't know what that means. I don't know if he loses the game or something, but it's going to be in that episode, and Will has to deal with the, I don't know what happens. Maybe that's what Carlton probably help him out.
It's going to be a dynamic where Will is going to have to decide.
Street life.
He's going to have to choose. It's like, what do you want? Like, what do you want for yourself? Like, because it's going to be like that. Because do you want to continue down the path of this, or do you want the life that's already set out for you? That's, it's going to be something like that where he's going to have to choose.
Yeah, whatever it is, I'm excited. We need to find out when the episode drops. It's not Sunday, is it?
I gotta get a schedule. I think they said every Sunday. I gotta get a schedule.
It's gonna be Sundays because I'm saying if it is,
I gotta get a schedule.
Coming up soon, right? Because they did it for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But the next one might be coming up soon. So, but we're gonna be right on it the first day. We're gonna watch it, break it down because this was fun, man. This was fun doing this again. It's been a while, but even the idea of like kind of relating to it and kind of not at the same time because it's a reboot, but it's really it's a whole different thing. That nobody should really compare them.
But it's just it's like a dramedy, but not. Yeah, it's not too many. It's not too many like quirky, funny stuff, but it's a dramedy though. It's a drama, got some comedy in it.
Yeah, it's just good. It's like it's hard to describe it. Like I just like it.
No, it's just good. It's good. First 3 up. I like it.
Yeah, I think they 3-0. So let's see if they could keep that record going with the 4th episode. Because that's gonna be a lot of pressure. Now we just seen 3. Now you got 1, and that one got to hold you on for a whole week. So it's like, and this is the era everybody binge watch. So it's like, can that one?
Tough.
We ended with the episode of Easy find out where he's at. So we don't even know if they're going back to that.
No.
But he just won the game. Carlton just seen his life crash before his eyes because he got kicked out of his game. Parents didn't show up. Saw Will win the game winner. And in a couple episodes, saw Will kiss his girl. It is a lot because Will is saying at the end of the day, yeah, bro, I don't know how you, because he's mad. Will's mad, but he's saying, yo, bro, I don't know how you the guy to school. I'm going to take over the school. I want to get all the girls who think you something. And it's like, can you really deal with that as a person? That might.
Cocky. Will Smith
always been
cocky though. He always been
I like how they still keeping that, even though he knows he's going through something. When he's talking to Carlton and he's mad, he gets cocky. He like, bro, I'm going to get all your girls, bro. I'm going to take over the school. I'm going to be the man of the school, and you're going to have to sit there and watch.
Yep.
So let's hope Carlton don't go crazy and the episode where Carlton with a gun again comes back in a different way. We don't.
Carlton got the gat.
Yeah.
Pointed at Will.
And there where he had the gun, like that was different. If he got the gun in this world, this version of Carlton, oh no.
This version. He's doing something bad.
Yeah, he's going to damage somebody. This series feels like one serious episode through the whole. Any serious Will Smith scene, this is that scene time.
This is it. Like throwing out. Yeah, it's throwing out.
So I like it. But again, man, this is L1 the Philosopher, Shizzy with the Xbox. Here with
you know who it is. It's Astronaut H, man. I do what I do because Link let me, man.
That's what I'll talk about, man. This is a great time. It's one of the best people I know right here, and we're gonna break down this thing correctly. I'm just happy.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. I'll catch you in the next video. And
Got you, Link. Okay.
Remember the good old days we could just sneak record somebody.
No, not no more. No, not with everything that's going on with Zoom. They ain't gonna let you sneak record nobody. That's out of the question.